So in a previous video, I said in that video, I was going to show a purchase order drop ship where you drop ship, your vendor drop ships to your customer. And I didn't do it. So in this video, we're going to do that. I'm Lance with Brando Consulting, inventory software expert since 2006. And this is how to create a drop ship. Initiate a purchase order drop ship from your vendor to your customer. So first of all, it has to be set up right? It's got to be set up right and used right. I know I've said that a million times. So we're going to take a look at a part. I like apples. I just watched Pirates of the Caribbean yesterday and apples are on my mind. So let's select this part here. And we're going to go to details, and we see here that we have a default vendor for this part, but over here under dropship type it's set to never dropship, and there's no dropship vendor. Those are the settings you have to have before the part will even show on the sales order that it can be dropshipped. So we'll click edit in the bottom right hand corner, scroll down, and there's different options here. This is pretty cool. Some parts you may always drop ship, and these settings can be imported on a spreadsheet. So this isn't the only place you can do this, of course. Drop ship when short, that's kind of a cool feature. I'm going to select optionally drop ship because that enables me to show you more on the sales order screen. So then the vendor, I'm just going to select the same vendor, but that's kind of cool. You can select a different vendor from the default vendor. So we'll select the same vendor just because that's simple. So in order for this feature to even appear as an option on the sales order, I need to use this exact part. So I'm going to remember it's the apple, not the apples. Test parts in here. So I'm going to the sales order screen now. I'm going to create a new sales order. And notice this drop ship type here. Do not use that. That's where you drop ship to your customer's customer. Okay. So let's go ahead and select a customer. I'll click save over here. Scroll down to the lines section. Click in the lines section and type apple. It's apple, not apples. And let's buy 100 apples, shall we? Or not buy, excuse me. We're buying and selling simultaneously, right? This is the drop ship from the vendor to the customer. So click add, and now it's on the sales order. But if you remember in the previous setting, I clicked the option to, so it's not going to automatically drop ship. So there's one more step. Right over here, click this drop down, select drop ship. And before I do that, watch what happens right here. Currently, it's saying we're shipping it from the main warehouse. But as soon as I click on drop ship, bam, that changes. So now we know we've got it set up right. Now we just click this unissue button to change the status to issued. And that is going to automatically create a purchase order. Now we can easily find it over on the purchase order screen because locate, we go to purchase order, and as locate identifies it as a drop ship. You see my practice session before this video take right here. This is take 2. It's kind of like Bob Ross, how he paints it once before the video, paints it on the video, paints it after the video. He's my inspiration. So purchase order, and this is our dropship type purchase order. Now look what's different on the dropship type purchase order is, well, first of all, we've got to issue it. Sorry, let's issue this. But look what's different on this dropship purchase order is there's no receive purchase order. There's no link to receive. And if we go to receiving, there's no receive there. If we look at another purchase order, just a standard one, you'll see that there's a link to receive the purchase order. This is just another random standard normal purchase order. So drop ship purchase orders, we'll go back, do not receive. So what do? There's a new tab over here, Dropship Confirmation. That's not on a regular purchase order. If I go back to a regular one, that doesn't exist, that Dropship Confirmation. So let's go back to this one again. I'm kind of going back and forth so you can see that. Dropship Confirmation and no receive link, which makes more sense. I kind of like that design. You don't really receive it, you just confirm it. So we go to Dropship Confirmation, and we've got a checkbox here. We'll check the box, click Confirm, and it gives us a chance to confirm a different quantity. I'm going to keep it simple in this video and just confirm the same quantity that was on the sales order. You can play around with it on your end. So we can view the inventory, remove the inventory. I'm just going to click Confirm and confirm the full amount. So now this part has been confirmed that it was shipped to the customer. The next step is to reconcile the purchase order. Now, that step is no different than reconciling a normal purchase order. So we don't really need to go over that in this video. Go over to reconcile, and the process is all the same from there. But one thing that we may see that is different is over here on this sales order that had the drop ship item. Notice we didn't do anything to it. We didn't pick it, pack it, or ship it or anything, and it shows complete. So confirming the purchase order completes the sales order. That makes sense, right? And at that point, you'll see down here, I just went to the Operations tab. If I go to Operations, scroll down, you'll see we have an invoice. And depending on your settings, that invoice may be issued or unissued. We have create invoice by pack, so it's been fulfilled. So the invoice should be issued. So it's an issued status and it's created AR. There's an invoice in QuickBooks, or an invoice is queued up ready to go to QuickBooks on the next sync, depending on if you have QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online. So that's the general process. You make sure you have a part that is set to dropship, put that part on the sales order, and if it's auto dropship, you don't have to click that, select that little button. But if there's an option to dropship, then we select that little button on the sales order line. Issue the sales order, that creates a purchase order with a tab on it for the option to confirm the purchase order. Go to that tab, confirm the purchase order, and that automatically fulfills the sales order, creates AR, creates an invoice. And the only thing we have left to do is reconcile the purchase order, which would create a bill, and that's the same as a usual one. Thanks for joining me. Sorry I forgot to add this to the last video. The last video was kind of long anyways. Probably good to break it up.